Hi everyone, Nadia here. And as the word gets out that we are live, I want to welcome everybody to Friday Spiritual Advocacy. I am so happy that this term came about. So thank you for joining. Today, we will discuss, in the spirit of St. Patty's Day, I'm wearing green. But my question is it luck or is it hard work? When it comes to addiction, mental health, chronic pain, and trauma recovery, it takes a lot of hard work. But I do believe that there is a way, absolutely, to generate prosperity through doing that hard work. I am living evidence of that, and I will share personally here about a couple of things. I want to note that recently I've overcome my fears and I have shared more vulnerably about certain things going on in my life. It's a little scary to be putting yourself out there when I am walking through things and I am feeling not vulnerable but emotional. But the more that I do that, the more that I know owning my story and having it out there in a book released April 25th, the less shame there is. And that is what all of this is about. Spiritual advocacy is about banning our shame within, banning shame coming from others, responding compassionately, and then banning all shame around mental health and addiction struggles in society. So spiritual advocacy includes three things. One is individual healing. Two is compassionate response. And three is transformative justice. Spiritually advocating for individual healing is simply setting aside time where we remember our true selves. That may sound weird and all like guru-ish and she, but just think about it in an astrophysics way. Think about it in the simplest way of what caused the original spark. What caused the entire universe? We come from that. And that is an infinite being, whole, perfect, and complete. When we think of people that have passed, or when we think of people that are not physically in our ambiance, we can feel their aura, we can feel their personality, we can sense them. That is our true selves. We are not bodies, nor the thoughts our mind makes. This is what we are surviving in. When we remember our truest form, our truest selves, healing can begin, and we can begin to observe our thoughts, our character defects, or in other words, I don't like that word, the way that we survive in what I call, and comes from A Course of Miracles, some of this, attack thoughts. The second part is compassionate responses. When we are in tune with our infinite true selves, we are calmer within. We are better listeners. We are able to stand collected and loving and notice when others are projecting their own fears and judgments. We stand guarded and surrounded by a shield of protection. We set boundaries Or if this is somebody in our lives that is safe and healthy, we just listen and we respond knowing it's coming from fears and judgments. We respond with compassion. Now that includes when we see things like bullying, when we see things like negative gossip in the rooms or my children on the playground. By modeling this type of response, our children and those closest to us in our circles will begin to not respond to negative gossip, to not respond to stigmatizing, to look at a bully and say, I'm sorry you're having a bad day, and know that it has nothing to do with us, but something that is going on in them. From that, transformative justice can happen. From that, we can start to build court systems, social service systems, and treatment centers in ways that look at families as a whole, that look at people as a whole. And instead of just saying addict, bad parent, or whatever it might be, they can look the person in the eye and say, you are in fear, there is unaddressed trauma, there are things where you can go get help and your children can come with you. The children can get the help they need. The person struggling can get the help they need. And it's simply just not a branding, a sentence, and then move on your way while the children are further traumatized. I do believe that with individual healing, compassionate responses, that a whole wide world of more compassionate justice can happen. It all starts with banning the shame within and around us. So today, it is St. Patty's Day, and in the spirit we wear green. I was never necessarily against St. Patty's Day. I was never really into it. It is another day, and when you have kids, it makes it really fun. So, my question is it luck or is it hard work? Luck in the Webster's Dictionary is defined as a force that brings good fortune or adversity. Events or circumstances that operate for or against an individual. Well, one would think I've had a lot of bad luck in my life. Most certainly, there were events that were definitely beyond bad luck. Beyond bad luck. Nothing that I was generating, no, fears or aura about me drew in. Well, maybe it did. A molesting doctor or, classmates bullying and saying, wash your face. Or my father's abrupt death or a car accident. However, I believe that luck is generated from the hard work. Do you? We can generate good fortune in a lot of different ways. Starting today. The modern world and life, it can be tough. So many times we feel we are the victim of everything. I always didn't necessarily take the victim stance, but I always knew that I was a good person. I always knew that I cared. I always felt that I treated others with respect and very innocently believed in them. And it always seemed that kind of survival, kind of appeasing mode drew in certain circumstances in my life. I know that to be true. So, was it bad luck? I don't think so. Hard work, individual healing has resulted in real, true drawing in of peace, calm, and an internal prosperity that I can't even describe here. I had to rid of fears and negativity to draw in luck, to attract that peace, calm, and internal serenity. When I did this, I was better able to respond to life and to others. I was better able to recognize truly unsafe or unhealthy situations. Now, I'm going to give you an update. In the past, I left my ex-husband nearly 6 years ago. And in the beginning, I was full of fear. I felt that I was powerless, and my whole approach to him and to the circumstances that we had to walk through was just completely fear-based. Our interactions were so difficult. His own fears, not only for my health, but also for his children, and what the plan would look like, were projected onto me with controlling ways or statements or whatever it might be. Today, because I did a ton of trauma work to understand how I even got myself in that marriage in the first place, how I stayed there for so long, and then trauma triggers within me in my interactions with him and how I went into the survival mode and would reach for a drink in the past. All of that work, the individual healing part of spiritual advocacy, led to my ability to stand calm and collected when he was projecting. And over the last couple of years, we grew so very much. He is still very much 3/4 of the same. But I had the power to draw in, quote unquote, luck through all the prior hard work to get to the point of Monday of this week where we were able to sign and complete our legal separation documents in family court. All the finances, everything. Comparing that today to what it was like prior to individual healing and responding compassionately is like night and day. A second thing is my children. Because of my individual healing, their own healing began. In the midst of mommy needing to go get help, mommy and daddy living separately, they struggled. They went through a lot. And I could definitely say, over the last several years, they not only are healing, have healed, but the beauty of recovery has been the hard work has generated luck for them. Because not only is it the healing or the stage of when practicality is stabilized, but they're learning life skills. Life skills to be able to calm their body somatically and not do mindfulness necessarily, but at least recognize when they are angry or whatever it might be and put words to those feelings. Stuff that I never got when I was a child, that most people never got. That is not luck. That is hard work generating luck. In the past also, with work, I was so full of fears and my own self-judgments in trying to re-energize, recreate my professional life after being an elected county supervisor, an attorney. I felt like I kept hitting these roadblocks because of stigma, addict, or whatever the words were that were branded to me that have no power anymore over me. I, in the past, felt blocked. Today, I own the story. I told the story. And everything that is happening now with Girl Friday books and other articles I'm being asked to write and podcast interviews and so much healing offerings to people struggling, that was hard work. Hard work generated the green luck. A whole nother thing is relationship. One of the last things that I've had to continue to really dive into and stay vigilant about is my trauma responses. And that when I am in the ambiance of someone who is projecting their own fears and judgments or negatively gossiping or whatever it might be, I have done the hard work to have a shield around me, to not take it personally, to pray for them, to put it in God's hands, but most importantly, to see it as an opportunity to grow. What has that generated? What has that drawn in? It's not good luck. It's an aura that's attracting, that attracted a beautifully healthy, stable, amazing individual into my life. I could never have imagined this. And it was not luck. It was hard work attracting in goodness. Another thing is with chronic pain. In the past, with 24 broken bones, it coming up to my head, I would forget to eat. I would have difficulty sleeping. This year I had both a spinal epidural as well as a prednisone pack. And it's only March. But in the past, I didn't even recognize how chronic pain was affecting me. It was hard work to learn how physical triggers are connected with psychosocial triggers, how psychological triggers are held in the body. Now, this is oversimplifying a lot of different areas of my life, but I'm pointing out it's not luck that got me to a point of chronic pain management. It was a load of hard work that has generated now supportive people and services that are around me. I have a friend who's educating me more and more on a whole bunch of different foods and things. And I have Kaiser Integrated Pain Management. But again, hard work is the result or the cause of all this luck that is resulting. Both in my prior marriage, the divorce, with my children's emotional, mental well-being development, with work, with chronic pain, and in the relationship that I have today in my life. What can you do? What should we all do? I'm going to share a couple of things with you. Spiritually advocate for your own good luck by working hard in your own personal healing. One of the mantras that I use to quell worries, fears, my mind's attack thoughts, and generate luck for calm, peace, and prosperity is Har 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 Gobinde, otherwise known as the Guru Gayatri mantra. Yogi Bhajan says that this mantra brings prosperity, happiness, and saves us from calamities. It is a sound current which brings a shield and brings good luck and removes discomfort and disease. It is the key to the doorway of self-elevation. So on this St. Patty's Day of luck, sure, go get a 4-leaf clover. But also do the hard work to draw in some prosperity. Sit down and say this mantra. I promise you that just that little bit of hard work will not only calm you, it will not only bring some warmth into your heart, but with that warmth and calm, you will then interact with others. You will be able to listen better. You will then shine for others, and that in turn will bring you good luck. Today, my message is clear. Happy St. Patty's Day. I encourage everybody to know that with self-love and compassion, with individual healing, you are advocating for your spirit. And I promise you that good luck will come. We just got to start within. We just got to start within. Reminders to please sign up for my newsletter. A link is in the bio on my profile. Pre-order Home is Within You, released April 25th. I believe I opened this box. And check out Yoga on the Beach, okay? I'm sending hugs and love